Okay, before I talk about anything else, I need to address the timeline. No, not that timeline. I'm talking about the events that lead up to The Force Awakens. Now, you know what? I might be a little bit fucked up right now. So I'm going to try and keep these events straight. Okay, the whole concept of the movie is, oh my god, there's these events that happened 30 years ago, and oh my god, it's been forgotten.
This is a Millennium Falcon. You're Han Solo.
30 years ago. Ooh.
The Jedi were real.
You are the Han Solo that fought with the rebellion.
Han Solo. Oh my god, was he the rebellion?
Han Solo, the rebellion general?
No, the smuggler.
Wasn't he a war hero?
No, he was the smuggler guy. Oh, I don't know what happened because it was 30 years ago. What's crazy? That does not make any fucking sense. This galactic civilization that needs to be sustained. There must be some kind of internet. I mean, in other forms of Star Wars media, they mention the HoloNet. I know it's not been mentioned in the films, but to sustain this galactic civilization, there needs to be something like that.
The Emperor commands you to make contact with him.
Move the ship out of the asteroid field so that we can send a clear transmission.
So, there is some type of internet. People know what's going on. I mean, people need to know the star maps. They need to keep those maps up to date.
Take a few moments to get the coordinates from the Navi computer.
Then we gotta find a safe port somewhere around here. Any ideas? This is interesting. Lando.
A mining colony?
Yeah, Tabana gas mine.
Without precise calculations, we'd fly right through a star or bounce too close to a supernova and then it end your trip real quick, wouldn't we?
With all the asteroids and things moving around, so they intercommunicate throughout the whole galaxy, or else nobody will be able to go to light speed to some other part of the fucking galaxy. Is that right? Am I making sense? And Luke Skywalker, he's so mysterious.
He's carrying a map to Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. I thought he was a myth.
Yeah. Oh, I know him. I knew Luke.
That droid has a map that leads straight to Luke Skywalker.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
I know I keep saying I don't want to be compared to the Plinkett reviews, but this is reminding me of the Red Letter Media review for Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
The importance of Darth Vader. The biggest problem with Revenge of the Sith and all the Star Wars prequels in general was ironically Darth Vader himself. He was way overemphasized in these films for some reason. And this is the reason why these movies don't work.
Vader will become more.
For no reason other than he's Darth Vader and that he's famous to us. Lucas allowed the outside world to seep into the storyline when it really shouldn't have.
Deja fucking vu. What exactly made Luke Skywalker so mysterious? Why is he so like, oh my god, I've only heard legends of him? You know what? The only two main things that we have heard Luke Skywalker do throughout the original trilogy is one, he blew up the Death Star. And you know what? He did use some force power, but he wasn't a mysterious Jedi. He was just like a great pilot. And that's not too far off from what we see Poe Dameron doing later in the movie. He even drives his fucking X-Wing down a similar trench and does the same fucking thing to Starkiller Base.
He's no Jedi.
The only other second notable thing that Luke Skywalker could have done was that in Return of the Jedi, he took down Jabba the Hutt's criminal empire. And you know what, that's debatable on whether or not how notorious or how infamous Jabba the Hutt was. Who knows if taking down Jabba the Hutt would have had an impact across the galaxy. But you know what, Luke Skywalker didn't even do it himself. It was a team effort. Every one of his team worked together to take him down and to get Han home. So he did not do that by himself. He cannot get all the credit. Oh, and you might be asking, what about Return of the Jedi? What about the second Death Star? You know what? Luke Skywalker had nothing to do with that. Luke Skywalker was in the throne room with the Emperor and with Darth Vader. That was his own personal journey. That was totally inconsequential when you compare it to the Rebel Alliance and their struggle. I mean, those battleships, that whole war going on in space, that is what destroyed the second Death Star. And whether Luke was in the throne room or not, they would have gotten that done. Luke had nothing to do with that. Luke Skywalker, Vader, and the Emperor were the only ones who knew what really went down.
Guards, leave us.
And I'm sure that, you know, after Luke Skywalker went off by himself to burn Vader's body, he came back, you know, being a Jedi, he would have naturally boasted about what happened.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You might have noticed that I wasn't in the battle. That's because I was actually on the Death Star, and I managed to kill Vader and the Emperor. So, you know that guy Yoda, the Jedi Master, I managed to do what he couldn't do. And, basically, you guys pretty much wasted your time, because, you know, I killed the Emperor. I mean, you guys did a good job blowing up that Death Star, you know, but I killed the Emperor. The Emperor would have been dead. And, basically, you guys fucked up, because we could have probably just taken over this Death Star then, because the Emperor was dead, so, you know what, it's alright, I'm just gonna go back, I might do some Jedi stuff, but, you know, you guys did a good job, but, you know, for, rebels without any Force powers, but, I just want to let the record show that the Emperor is indeed, he was dead by my hand before the Death Star went off, so, you know what, guys, yeah, I'm better than you guys.
Is that right? Am I making sense? Also, what about all those little fucking creatures that are running around that live for hundreds, if not thousands of years?
If you live long enough, you see the same eyes in different people.
What know you of Ready? For 800 years have I trained Jedi.
Through the ages, I've seen evil take many forms. The Sith, the Empire. Today, it is the First Order.
Are you telling me that none of these people are talking to anybody? And they just, you know, they just sit and serve drinks to people and they don't know what's going on? That's fucking preposterous. And yes, I know that Han Solo displayed it. And yes, I know Han Solo expressed a similar... And yes, I know that Han Solo expressed a similar sentiment in the original Star Wars film towards the Jedi.
Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid.
You don't believe in the Force, do you?
Kid, I've flown from one side of this galaxy to the other. I've seen a lot of strange stuff, but I've never seen anything to make me believe there's one all-powerful force controlling everything. There's no mystical energy field controls my destiny. It's all a lot of simple tricks and nonsense.
But in reality, could the Jedi really have been wiped out overnight? If you know me, you know that I totally discount the Star Wars prequels. Like, they never even happened. It happened a totally dissimilar way. I only go by the original trilogy.
It's still canon. It's still canon. It's still canon. It's still canon. It's still canon.
I know, but
It's still canon. It's still canon. It's still canon. It's still canon. It's still canon.
I don't give a shit.
It's still.
I think in reality, it would take a lot longer for 10,000 Jedi Knights to be wiped out than in a blink of an eye.
But back then, there were 10,000 Jedi Knights protecting the galaxy. Now,
there's just you and me.
I think they died out slowly over the ages.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic.
The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader. Your sad devotion to that ancient religion has not helped you conjure up the stolen data tapes.
Up. Before you fucking type your comments about, oh, the 30 years, oh, it's actually, oh, in actual fact, it's actually a really long time, you know, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't even 30 years ago. If you think about it, look at what fucking Han Solo said. What does he say?
Why did he leave?
He was training a new generation of Jedi. One boy, an apprentice, turned against him, destroyed it all. Luke felt responsible. He just walked away from everything.
I think we can all agree that he is talking about Kylo Ren. And for the sake of argument, this motherfucker Pablo Hidalgo, who is the founder of the Star Wars Fanboy Association, he said in a tweet that Kylo Ren was born within a year of the Return of the Jedi events. So he is, in actuality, he is 29 to 30 years old. So you know what? If he destroyed Luke Skywalker's new Jedi Academy, he would at the very least, need to be 15 years old. This is all for the sake of argument. I'm sure Kylo Ren wasn't a fucking toddler when he did it. If not 19 to 20. So he was like 15 to 20 years old when he destroyed Luke Skywalker's whole Jedi Academy. So you know what? In actuality, Luke Skywalker disappeared 15 to 10 years ago. In all actuality, Luke Skywalker disappeared 10 to 15 years ago. And that means that Rey and Finn would have been alive and well while Luke Skywalker was doing his thing. He was being a fucking Jedi, and I'm sure that the New Republic wouldn't keep that secret. I'm sure that Luke Skywalker would have been a prominent member of the New Republic. He would have been like the Pope or the fucking, the Cardinal of this new fucking Republic, this new order of government. He would have been a prominent role. How exactly can everybody in the fucking galaxy forget events that happened 10 to 15 years ago? I mean, give me a fucking break. I could just see J.J. Abrams jerking off like, oh my god, Luke Skywalker, it's been 30 years, so Luke Skywalker is like, oh, he's almost forgotten. Oh my god. Oh. Luke Skywalker is so mysterious, but you know what? It goes exactly to what Red Letter Media said about Darth Vader in Revenge of the Sith. It's just because he's famous to us. That's the whole reason that the story went the way it did, because we know Luke Skywalker's journey. We know his path, and it has been 30 years for us. And some of the kids who have not been born yet, they don't know Star Wars. Those little 5-year-olds, they can't look at the internet. But you know, their parents tell them, they tell them all the stories, but it's like, oh, you gotta see the movie for yourself, because then you'll see all the stuff that happened in the 1980s or whatever. It's fucking garbage. Oh my god, I don't even know. But you know, the Star Wars prequels, I know we all hate those. Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3, those are all garbage. But you know what? You could ignore those very easily. I mean, because it was a prequel. That whole